Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host Conrad, and this video will be a different one, and it's actually going to be a reaction video. So as usual, this is my TradingView page. Go check it out. Just posted a new chart. Very important news coming up regarding CRX and Bitcoin, of course. So this is my Instagram page. If you want to have some fun along the way, go check it out and follow me over here and leave a like if you want to spread the love. So jumping into the content, this is MMCrypto with a new video. As you can see, it has Bitcoin bottom, shocking prediction, YouTube purge continues. I will not go into depth on this YouTube purge, but I will show you what he has to say and why I actually think you have to be a bit cautious of what these people are saying and how they are conveying information to you. So I think I'm just going to start this and go along the way. I'm not going to watch the whole video. So
price with DaVinci J15. We will talk about Bitcoin and the fact that right now we can see a massive bounce here for Bitcoin right after we closed the CME gap here at $7,680. Whether you believe in the CME gaps or not, we will talk about that, and we will talk about whether this significant bounce here will lead us to close the gap here at $9,060 in an imminent time frame.
So, and this is one of the points which I want to stretch out, is that these people are very hype usual. You can see how he says that we're going to close it in a few days, or in imminent, rather imminent. So that means usually in like a week or a few days. Of course, that's possible, but he does not talk of possibilities. He just talks of that it will happen, and yes, and later he might say, but of course it could not happen, and so on and so on. So be cautious of what these people are saying and how they are actually conveying information. So yeah, and you can see he says that we pumped today, and you can see that actually Bitcoin is already down $300 from this high. So if I just pull up my charts, then yeah, you can see we dipped down again quite hard actually. So that is a thing you definitely want to keep an eye on. And of course, I also said Bitcoin has bottomed, but that's based on sound technical analysis. I'm not saying he's a bad technical analysis, but yeah, just to summarize that, don't be too conveyed by information how he says it and how hyped he is about it.
Guys, this will be very important. We will go deep into the charts and see what DaVinci J15 has to say about that. And
I could have swore I refreshed them. I rebooted my computer, but well, stuff happens. How are you doing today?
If you do appreciate this completely free
bottom and not come back down here, that's the interesting point. We may not come back down here to visit.
And so DaVinci is actually rather different. He says we may not come back down here, and that is talking about probabilities and possibilities in a more normal way, not going, of course, into the mathematics, but a bit more logical standpoint. So I do like his analysis much more.
This it's with V bottoms is not very likely, but this time I think things might be different. This is the reason why, is if we zoom out, we see a head and shoulders pattern here.
And yes, this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which I talked about in my latest video, of course, and which I posted also. So it's very true, and it could be a huge factor going into the next weeks. I'm just going to pull it up real quick. So there it is. That's what he talked about, and that's what I also talked about. That's this inverse head and shoulders here, which has the possibility to move price much higher. And yes, what I also like is that he said we could bounce from here, and I just
zoom out, things might be different. This is not very likely, but
yes, it's not very likely. He said it's not very likely to see a V-shaped bottom, and that's also true. V-shaped bottoms aren't too likely. That's also a very nice point, and how he stretches out his point compared to the hype beast over here, MMCrypto.
This time I think things might be different.
Yeah, and things might be different, of course, but usually things aren't different. Usually, if you are an experienced trader, you play off probabilities and what usually happens. Of course, you adapt to certain scenarios, but you keep your analysis sound and orientated to the most likely scenario.
This is the reason why, is if we, but that's a long ways away, right? But that's what
the price has to move up to $9,060 to close this gap. What do you actually think?
And yes, this gap is really huge, so that is true.
Do you think we are going to close this gap now that we have closed the gap below us? What are the odds for that? Do you have any time frame? And yeah, what is your overall price analysis here for the immediate short term, talking about the next few days?
Yeah, well, as you can see here, right, this gap is like a chasm. It's not just a gap, it's a chasm. Because we're going to probably do that probably in this week, probably even in a day, maybe, right?
Yeah, what he says is quite important, that if this V-shaped recovery actually plays out, we have to see it rather soon and playing out in a few days, and actually this week basically. So that is true, that V-shaped bottoms have to happen rather quickly.
That's what we're setting up for, because there's a lot of convolution here with the AB equals CD being completed here, nice. And you can see also the liquidity has been filled and we've bounced away from it. I would have liked to see some sort of divergence here in order to like really go, okay, bet the farm, pound the table, we're going higher for sure. But that leaves me a little bit of a pause, right? I'm really happy about that and looking bullish for that case. Now, the real case is that what happens though when we do this, right? We come up to 38.2 and then see ya, right? Because that's possible as well. Even though there's just, you know what? I really don't think so.
And yes, also once more, very nice off the vintage J15. That he said it's possible that we actually bounce higher here, but then once more roll over. So you can see how we would then create a lower high compared to 9,200 and then roll over again, maybe even create lower lows. I also don't think that is likely, but it's nice that he has in his analysis and actually also in his mindset that this might happen. And it's not that this hype beast, hey, we are going to 12K, look at this, look at that, which actually MMCrypto talked about in his prior videos, and people gave him quite the they confronted him with his opinion, but yeah, I don't like this hype beast movement. And yeah, I'm going to talk about it, of course.
Looking at because if you look left, right, you can see these large candles, they will be eaten up if we get into this area here. Once we get up to this area here, in the 8,500 level. Sorry, I don't like, people don't like it when I say here. Yes. Once we get to the 8,500 level, in that area here of 8,500, we're probably just going to bust through all the way and close the gap. That's it.
Also true, these big candles aren't really of any significant support or resistance, so they can be eaten up, as he said, rather quickly. Also true.
There's just low probability of us doing something like this. So I'm not going to discount this probability at all. I'm going to say this is not going to happen at all. Period. What could happen is that we could get up to the 8,300 level and then roll over, or keep below this
And as you
trend
might
line.
already know,
If we stay below
rolled
this
over
trend line,
again
that's bad,
here on the
and
4-hour
then we
chart.
could always create a divergence here. But I'm hoping that we bust through and close this gap.
So what you want to see is Bitcoin actually going above the trend line, closing above the trend line on the 4-hour, going above the 13 EMA, and also
bust through and
so from this 9200 level, draws it like that, I think, right? This is, yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so I mean, does it look like
close this gap?
So what you want to see is Bitcoin actually going above the trend line, closing above the trend line on the 4-hour, going above the 13 EMA, and also going above the $8,300 of us, also surpassing the 38.2 and then easily smashing to 9,060 to close the gap, even like within this week. Very sad to see that the Bitcoin price was not able to hold that level. However, this is sometimes how it goes, and yeah, now it is the most.
Why would you be sad that Bitcoin didn't hold a certain level? You can profit from it anyways. You could have gone short and made a lot of money. So why you should be sad? In my opinion, you should view all of these things as opportunities, and should keep your sadness or happiness out of the equation. Of course, emotions are there, and I don't think they should be repressed. I think they should be lived, but they also should be understood.
Important resistance here for us actually to see more green price action towards the upside. However, guys, I want to know from you, do you think we
the gaps and what they mean? There is a price, or I'm only buying it at this price. Scare the market away, it tends to
few seconds of mainstream media footage might already
just showing some mainstream media footage in the end. So once more, what I wanted to stretch out, and maybe even I'm even going to reach out to MMCrypto, to Chris. So what I wanted to say is that be cautious of these hype words and flashy things here and there, and just be a bit more rational and logical, and how to actually move about and go about trading. And he also says it every time in the end of the video: if you are an experienced trader, go do and go this and go that. But usually people aren't experienced traders. I think there is a low probability of people actually trading regularly and profitably, who are then actually signing up. I think most of them are just signing up and then losing their money again. So that is the thing I of course don't like about it. But yeah, that's just how it works usually. So be cautious what you do out there and who you are listening to, especially in times like these, and especially in Bitcoin, when people are saying, hey, of course I also said it, that there's a possibility to move to 10K, but he draws like that and go to the moon and once more and this and that. So yeah, these people who say XRP $14 soon, I mean, that's not him, but I just have an allergy to these people. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Definitely leave a like and subscribe on my channel. Let me know if you liked this format, and if you actually are a regular viewer of MMCrypto. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys and girls, you people, back next time. Bye.